this morning. That's for damn sure. Hold on. I've dropped my phone. I'm trying to put it on the selfie stick, right, and make this video. So I had 3 attempts that got shut off because the phone fell. I'm shaking, everything else. I just jumped out of the shower. I didn't want to lose my train of thought. So instead of it going smooth, everything that could happen hampers it. So this isn't exactly a good time. My heart's pounding now for no reason other than the damn catching the phone falling on the floor. All right, I lost my train of thought. My goal was to showcase a few videos that I've watched, which is already established on my YouTube activities for this morning already. I'm unusually bloated for eating yesterday. That I don't feel good because I got a big bloat in my gut still. I didn't eat a lot, but I had a hamburger for lunch earlier. Then I had the fish after, and I loaded up, I think. So I'm distracted. All right, so if I'm going to put the phone down, I'll be able to talk a little more pleasantly, but it's about control. I think of myself as Socrates drinking the hemlock. I realize I would never be qualified to be a military man, and everybody wants to recognize me. Well, they're going to recognize me as a failure in that auspice of the aggressive fighting force and everything else. With that said, and I say it politely, where's Jesus? Where's Jesus over my head? I can't get a good shot with the light, but there he is. There's the only star in my red flag, right? The Pantocrator. Where is he? Let's start that off. Right there. And then we go to the Mother of God. That's a good flag. Now, there she is. All right, let me put the phone down. I really don't want to be ridiculous, but I have absolutely made it myself thought to think I had a reason to say something. Let me, in case you're wondering, you're on top of my cassette buttons. And I'll go on the stepper. Maybe I'll have an intellectual conversation, maybe I won't. Holy Thanatos, Theotokos, Thanatos. Glory to the Mother of God, all praise honor. See, now when I look down to take my little sandals off to get on my stepper, I see little things on the floor that I keep picking up like an idiot. I'll pick them up and wipe my hands and I'll come back. I figured out a couple things to myself about my position in race, America, support for America, and who I am pretending not to be and actualizing myself to become, while I still have the strength to make a difference to myself outside of formal academic achievement and monetary gain. So the title of this video I came up with was To Conquer or to Be Conquered. As you know, I utilize the term. Let me stop and demonstrate. It's better to be. For non-English speaking people, Thanatos Theotokos Thanatos. Christ the true light. Jesus Christ, in reverse you're seeing it. Jesus, I see, XC, Christ. The true light is victorious, conquered, has conquered. Okay? Holy Theotokos, Mother of God, save us. Saint Therese Martin, Carmelite, be my guide. Save the world. Okay. China. Jesus is in your panda bear eyes. President Z, China. It's about love, creator love. There's only one way home. Don't burn like your ancestors. Alright, I don't know what the audio is going to sound like, quality, but I'll state my business. My position is recognizing the North Korean videos I watched on YouTube, the Chinese, which I've always had the impression of being an unregulated population. What the problem is with, and it's not something to do with the ethnicity that I'm communicating, and the Russian, which is to state emphatically, I recognize the double dealings of the earth, period. There's no political faction that I'm affiliated with in my heart. I'm outside of a political position, which makes me an American, which means I have the freedom to exist with that and be provided for at a safe minimum basic standard of living that's better than most countries combined, to the people who don't feel they have a place other than to be sanctuary. So I am an American. I recognized it this morning, not because I'm eating here, but in fact there is a reason to be here. People choose here. Here is sanctuary. I'm not against that. I'm against the Federal Reserve, what they tried to do to us from the fucking beginning of the fucking inception, and then the subsequent political parties that lied to us to fucking pretend that we had any influence or control the people outside the United States, influence, who've been subjugating the United States since its inception of the Federal Reserve. I'm understanding that. But that doesn't have anything to do with the Constitution and the Republic for which it stands, which is unfortunately has been shredded and dissolved for more than, well, we're going on 2 centuries, right? So let's try to make sense of this. What I wanted to say was, like, I'm in school and I'm in front of the people at the lecture, on the podium here, in the lecture today. But I don't want to be the character that gets the recognition other than the anonymous guy that showed up as the speaker, who's currently going to be banned on college campuses today because I don't flow with the party lines of inclusion of Muslim sensibility and queer transgender mutation, which is unfortunately never going to be acceptable to my position as a United States citizen or a world member with a social security number. If I leave the world, it would be under a religious auspice to enter consecrated life to die away from you, consecrated to my kabluk, which would be my habit, which would be my monastery, which would be me and God alone versus you. Breath outside of that auspice of concern, which would be circle of protection on the monastic orders. Recognized, not self-deluded and calling myself a monk or a holy person to drop out of society more than I already have been pushed to fail in society in the United States of America so far. Okay, so my statement was just to bullet point a few things, and I have a lot of thoughts to bring up because I had a good flow going in the shower before I jumped out of the water, and I wish I had a microphone active so I could just communicate my thoughts, speech to text, in the air like a lot of people have, and just flow with what I had to say for writing, coherent. Instead of being distracted by dropping the phone on 3 times trying to put it on a selfie stick just to set it up so I can sit down behind my drums and be peaceful in my dark room and quietly talk, which was where I wanted to state my business, at my drums. See, it's diaphragm blow, it's all air. That's a lot of air. All right. My statement is, I'll be more eloquent in a little while. I'll get off the phone. I'll be communicating as I feel I should. It's the last thing I wanted to do was be alone today. But guess what I did last night, folks? Instead of crying more than I had to because I couldn't sleep well, I went to bed at 7 o'clock. And I couldn't stay down, obviously, at 7 o'clock p.m. I ended up putting by 9 o'clock. And this is what stopped me from wanting to jack off, which I don't do, and have a heart attack these days. Last night, I decided to pay my gas and electric minimum payment owed, $130. With my $158 available to me till the 1st of the month, and I expect to have less than $30 left to my name, cash, from today the 16th of November to the 1st of the month. So I have nothing better to do other than be stuck paying my phone bill, my utility company, everybody's paid, and I walk around and I make these videos now, today. Until somebody calls me and gives me an offer for something else or a hardship grant that they're supposed to process for me, whatever, move me out of this apartment. They won't do it. So until that happens, I guess I'm stuck with the idea that the HEAP allotment that was given to me that wasn't paid to the gas and electric company with a confirmation email that said I'm getting the agency to pay it, but they didn't send it yet. Well, that's the company I keep in the Jacksonville, Florida area at this time. And it's okay by me that you can do it at any thuggery as you want. But when you cross the line with me, I'm going to push you back in the same gutter, ghetto you come from, with your improper protocol and personalized disservice to my fucking life. So to conquer or to be conquered? That is the question. Well, Russia has alliances with the Muslims that I don't trust. China doesn't need the Muslims, but will utilize Russia's Muslim influence, backing it with the billion-something people that they control in China. North Korea is no excuse. Did you see the video? There's a video that look-alike from the North Korean leader walking around the streets of New York City, and he was beloved. And they were black, and they'll beloved the motherfucking enemy while they fucking shelve our fucking heat fucking allotments in the United States of America if you're not black like them. So I'm scared of this country, my country. 'Tis of yours. Okay? I'm scared of you motherfuckers, what you turned into at this fucking development. You fucking turned your fucking bayonets on your own, and you fucking import people who are willing to fucking cannibalize us for third world outside influence of the United States of American citizenry, natural birth, otherwise to be included, white, America, heterosexual, veteran. Those are my statuses, and it's a lot of us that fall in those groups who get nothing at the back of everybody's ass fucking stink shit on their hand services. We don't want to be in your fucking third world. That's my statement. I grew up. I don't know who the fuck my group is anymore. My fucking ex-veteran compadres, cohort people. I don't know who you are. You talk a talk, but never called me one time in 30 years. So I must fucking be the problem, which is okay by me. I accept that problem. I accept my physicality and my limit. That's to be conquered or to conquer, and vice versa, when applicable. So I thought this through earlier at the shower, that life itself, philosophically speaking, is nothing more than a wake. You got a succession of conditions that forge ahead, whether it's historical, outside you, currently, contemporary, or the powers that be, that you are a member of your society of the time it's in, the age. Okay. All right, so where's the person to be conquered or to conquer? Well, he's in the wake. She's in the wake. The wake is the ripple. You call it the pyramid. You think you're going up. I don't see the world that way. See what I'm doing to you guys? Doing this with my fucking head going through the bars? That's because when I was in the water all those years, my fucking motion was like this. I don't believe in walking because it hurts. I got bad feet, bad knees. Gravity beats the fuck out of me. I'm flopping around out here like a fucking fish out of water. I say it over and over. My natural state that I've acclimated myself fucking post permanent injury disability status was breath control, diaphragm breathing, underwater submersive swimming, not above water, where I'm counting the strokes and I'm rolling my head. It's always underwater submersion and diving, pushing pressure on me in my stomach and my lungs from depth underwater, and with forward momentum from the top of my crown. And if I wanted to turn my head up, that was how I stayed. I won't do that in the ocean because it's unsafe. I will not swim so many strokes underwater in distance because I can't see anything under there, and I don't trust the water. I don't trust what's in the water. I don't trust the people that I swim around. And I don't trust the fucking fact that there's, current, which is misleading. So I'm a freshwater person. I need to understand the worst situation is going to be a northern pike is coming after me somehow that got in the goddamn water stream that don't belong there. Which is bad enough when you see a carp underwater and you shit your pants. Because you bump into them. But what I want to say is to conquer or to be conquered is no question to me whatsoever. All right? It's something to do with prolonging the agony of existing in your mortal remains amongst creator and destroyer. Creator love, destroyer agitation. Yin yang. Well, that's bullshit too, yin yang. Because even if it's true and you devour yourselves into believing man is center of all that, then you're a fool. Then you conquered yourself. And there's no victory in that. It's a battle of no one but oneself that's already failed to actualize and recognize, which is motion. Motion to what? Constructive or destructive? Compositional, decompositional. I kept talking because I started burping. Now I think I might shut up. You know, I might not. I'm definitely going to spit. If I were you, I buy this at Walmart. Buy this. It's not lawnmower fluid. It's aloe vera. And I like this one because it has wild berry flavor. When I have the money to do it, I buy this for $6.44 at 1 gallon. Okay. Go to Walmart. Don't eat all their bullshit. Love the people while you got them. They don't arrest you for walking around in there. If you're abiding and you're respectful. And move around and educate yourself to decide what you want to do. Should you want to eat anything at all. Or buy anything. I recommend aloe juice. It saves me a lot of hell that I would be feeling otherwise, as I'm not moving around well, let alone it helps me digest. To conquer or to be conquered, to be continued.